This is about a young man who, at the age of 13, fell in love with photography. And although Jay Fleming's father's influence was huge, Jay created a photographic style and identity of his very own that is both impressive as well as educational. And Jay Fleming joins us this afternoon via Zoom. Jay, thanks for joining us this afternoon and talking to us.
Very good. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate the opportunity.
So my question is, did you have any interest in photography before you got that camera from your dad?
I had always, being around my father when I was growing up, obviously, I'd always looked at his old books and, helped him out with little assignments here and there, and just kind of tagging along and observing what he had done. And that's really how I developed my interest. And it wasn't until I started doing things on my own, like when I got my driver's license and a kayak and fishing rods, that I really went out on my own and started photographing stuff that I was interested in. So it kind of evolved over time from, doing it with my dad, an activity that we kind of bonded over, to something that I pursued on my own.
So what was it about taking pictures that got you hooked?
I love being outside, love being on the water. And what I really also love is sharing what I do with other people. So the images became a way for me to share my passions with other people and, inform them and educate them as to, different issues that might be going on Chesapeake Bay with fisheries, showing different things that people might not be able to see on their own.
Yeah. Now, we've already talked about you developing your own style. Was that a conscientious thing on your part, or was it something that just kind of happened?
It really just happened. And, as a photographer, I strive to create different images, and I don't want my style to look like any one photographer's style. So I kind of, push myself to create different images and push myself to constantly capture diverse things, to create, a portfolio that had a lot of diversity in it. So it's something really that just happened over the years. And, I figured out what conditions I like to go out in, what different subjects I like to shoot, the lighting, et cetera. And it then turned into a style over time. I mean, this is something, style is something that I've developed over probably 15 years. I mean, when I started when I was 13, that was 20 years ago. I just turned 33. So been at it for quite a while.
You've been doing this for a little bit. So the last 3 months, we've had this coronavirus thing. What kind of adjustments have you had to make in your business regarding the regulations and the safety precautions?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been quite an adjustment. And one of the things that I depend upon most for my business in the spring is the photography workshops that I host out of Smith Island and Tangier Island. And I've had to pretty much postpone all of the workshops until 2021 in an effort to protect the safety of my workshop participants and also to protect the communities of Smith Island and Tangier and myself too. It's something I didn't really feel very comfortable with, bringing a lot of people from all over the country essentially to these islands during, the current situation with coronavirus. Yeah. So being that I canceled those trips, I've really had a lot of time to work on my forthcoming book, Island Life. So I've been able to make day trips out to Smith Island and Tangier, a couple camping trips, and document different things for my book that I might not have had the time to do if I were running the workshops. And I've also spent a lot of time fishing as well. So time to pursue my hobbies and other passions besides photography.
All the fun as well. But now before we get off photography, I got to say, I understand that you have got some incredible underwater photography.
Yeah, it's there's been a great opportunity this spring with some pretty good conditions to capture some underwater images. And I've been actually staying down near Rumbley, Maryland, in a little place called Frenchtown. And I've been able to capture underwater scenes with different creatures in the shallow water grass beds and oyster bars within the Anamessex River area. So I've been able to kind of spend a lot of time doing that and capture some images of different creatures that I haven't been able to capture before.
Well, Jay, I cannot wait to see Island Life. Anything planned after that?
Well, Island Life is set to release in October of 2021. And I think my next project that I'm going to pursue after that is a book similar to what I did in my first book, Working the Water, but I'm going to be covering all of the fisheries on the Atlantic coast. I'm going to try to cover fisheries from Cuba all the way up to Canada. So really a documentation of the supply chain of the Atlantic fisheries. And I've been working on that here and there when I have time. I actually went down to North Carolina to the Outer Banks when Outer Banks first opened up on May 17th. And was able to document a beach seine fishery down there. I've been doing some trips to Maine to go lobstering, scalloping, and just different things here and there to kind of piece together for that book. So that's something that I'm excited to start pursuing after Island Life gets released.
Pandemic or not, you're not sitting around and twiddling your thumbs, are you? Jay Fleming, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It's been wonderful talking to you.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. All right, take care.